Benedict, SMAC Analyst with Cognizant, reporting live this week from Barcelona, Spain at the Mobile World Congress 2013. And I have the pleasure of spending time with Florian Ganz, a fellow mobile expert.
Hey, Kevin.
Thanks for joining us, Florian. So, what are you seeing different this year in mobility, perhaps from last year?
Yeah, a lot of things changed. Talking about the SAP area, we have now Cyclo and Sybase being part of the SAP family. Mm-hmm. The whole platform is now merging into one new SAP mobile platform. Therefore, a lot is happening from technology perspective on that side for the more complex apps. On the other side, I think it was like 18 months back, when customers heard first about the mobile capabilities of SAP in the consumer area. This has been really pushed hard by SAP the last months, and we have nice, videos and customer examples about the SAP capabilities for a business-to-consumer scenario.
So how does a company with all these different platforms decide where to start? Mm-hmm. What's the decision tree? Where do you start when you know you need mobile, but there's multiple platforms even within the SAP world?
Yes, right.
What's the thought process?
Our idea first from an Atos perspective, talking about, providing advisory service to the customers, we need to understand which platforms are available and which platforms to use. Some of them are more SAP-centric, and some of them are competing with SAP product. But from a consultant's perspective and from my Global Competence Centers team perspective, we need to understand the technologies, and understanding meaning getting the hands dirty, really using the technologies and understand what are the advantages and disadvantages of them. And then figure out, when could you use which scenario? And then at the end, it is more or less the first step is done. This means we as a team know what we can sell and what we can propose to a customer, because we have to sell and we have to deliver. And I'm always measured on successful project implementation. Right. And therefore, for me, it's important, making the project a success. Then we go to the customer with our knowledge, and we have a couple of, I would say, services which are similar, like you do strategy services, but our services are more focused on strategy from an implementation perspective. This means I would say you are more visionary, thinking about how you can link mobility, and our task is based on your visions, for example, to get it on the ground and get it in the system. Then we take a look at the customer requirement, and here it's quite interesting because a customer is not always, behaving the same way. Sometimes it's the business team who is interested in a requirement. They have a certain need, they have a certain budget, and they want to get a turnkey solution. They are not worrying about architecture at all. Then at other companies we have the IT team who wants to have a mobile platform strategy, but they also realized mobile platform was maybe 12 to 24 months back. Now it's more about the solution which run on it and how you are deploying it and what you're overall capable to do. And therefore you always need to take a look, what is possible. And with a request from the customer and our experience, we are guiding them through the whole decision-making process. At the end, it could be an SAP MBO-based solution, which is former Sybase. It could be a Cyclo solution, if it is complex and if certain processes are required. But it also could be a native development using a web service. It could be OData using Gateway, and always it depends, what the UI needs to look like, what the business processes which you need to mobilize, what devices are required, how many people you need, how long it should run. We even have customers, they think that mobility is like do it once and throw it away after 12 months and do it again. This means it's, different ideas behind. Therefore, we have all the answers for the different questions.
So, is it reasonable to assume a company can have one platform, or if it's a large company, do you expect there to be multiple back-end platforms and environments?
From a back-end perspective, they already have, let's say, 10 plus different back-end systems. The large one, I think the biggest one I have seen, they had more than 100 back-end systems from different vendors with different release dates. And therefore, it's obvious that the bigger the back-end system is and the bigger the community is they want to address, the more different technologies might be required. SAP is more or less, from my perspective, doing a smart move. They are moving forward with a complex application, with the SAP mobile platform for everything is, I would say, more employee-centric. They have productivity apps which are data lightweight. They have then the SAP Work Manager apps which are more heavyweight. And then on the other side, they have a specific scenario which is focusing on the consumer to reach out to your millions of customers who are anywhere out in the country.
So it doesn't sound like mobility is getting easier.
Not at all. And the good thing is, if you're an expert in here, you always think, at a certain time it should get easier, but then somebody is popping up a new idea, that social media component is coming in. HTML5 was coming in maybe 2 years back. Windows 8 is now again a topic. Google with the Glasses project is coming in. And you see that mobility is always changing, and I personally believe it will continue like this. It's not like, okay, now we've reached the peak, and from now on everything will be simplified.
There's just more options. There's more goodies and gadgets and capabilities, but they're not always converging with each other.
No, not at all. Not at all. This is, again, the next years, there will be a consolidation in platforms at all the different vendors in the market. A lot of acquisitions happen, but I don't believe that you easily converge different platform stacks. Instead, it's more or less also eating a bit the competition, getting more customer share in your customer base because of, an acquisition. And there's a lot behind. And maybe in 3 years, there are going to be more unified things, more mature products. But then for sure, there is a new idea popping up. That machine-to-machine topic you're talking about will be more bigger. In that
so
area.
are you working on any of the M2M kinds of solutions?
My team, talking about mainly mobilizing SAP, we are more concentrated on the back-end processes, but we have also now, colleagues within our global Atos community called Smart Mobility. They are doing a lot for example, in the automotive area, car-to-car communication, and then car-to-driver communication, and mixing the whole thing. This means we are part of that process, but we are still more focused on the SAP piece and mobilizing, but we are also getting influenced by the different trends and
very
things
good.
happening.
Yeah, Cognizant also has developed the whole smart meter practice as well, so a lot of fun stuff happening. Florian, thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks, Kevin.